What up, people? It's your boy Master Judy out here with another comic review. So this is the comic book of the week, Batman: Three Jokers, and this has been Geoff Johns' project. Telling the story of there being three types of Jokers, kind of going back all the way to like the New 52 era. But here we have an interesting tale of actually three Jokers, and it's very deep and it's very well told. So let's get into it. Geoff Johns is the writer, Jason Fabok, the illustrator, Brandon Anderson is the color artist, Robert Layletter. So we have Wayne Manor, and it's the same thing that we saw in Doomsday Clock with the 9 panels thing. So we see this nice and control art. Batman's injured. He's coming back from a mission. He said, time heals all wounds if they don't kill you first." So he's at the Batcave. All the suits are there. He said, "My parents, I'll fix their markers as soon as I fix you." So we see that he takes off the suit, cut up the suit, and we see he has all these cuts, and you just see him getting stabbed by the penguin. He said it was an umbrella, and we just see all these scars from his previous battles. And remembering the time that Bane broke his back, Riddler burned him, Catwoman scratched him, Killer Croc bit him, Scarecrow stabbed him, Joker shot him. Sorry, that's Two-Face. Well, the Joker shot him, no. Then acid, then cuts, then stabs. So most of this is done by the Joker. We just hear him laughing and laughing and laughing and laughing. And then, of course, we get the usual tread of the night that Waynes were murdered. Just remembering how Joe Chill killed his mother and father, and left him alive. And then we just see this wound is deeper than others. So it's going to leave another scar, not that you notice. And say, Bruce. So we hear the news that saying that there's a disturbing report. The last members of the Doodling Moxon crime family were executed at Lou's restaurant downtown Gotham tonight. An eyewitness said that the killer identified as the Joker, seemingly chanting his war of chaos against so-called organized crime. And apparently, the Joker appeared decades ago. The Moxon family gained authority when they were orchestrating the murders of Thomas and Martha Wayne. They were exonerated after petty thief Joe Chill confessed to acting alone. Chill is selling out a life sentence at Black Penitentiary. So the Joker's true name, of course, remains unknown. So we have the criminal. And we see Barbara Gordon working out. And, just trying to, get feeling in her legs again. And we see that there's more tragic news that the Joker was involved in the murder of the Fat Man. And, she's so angry at the news that, she kind of breaks a treadmill, which is interesting. So she showers, and we still remember that bullet wound in her back. I guess that's for the implant, and you just see, remember from the Killing Joke that she's asking, "Why are you doing this?" And he's like, "To prove a point. Here's the crime." So we have the comedian. Then we get back to my favorite guy, Red Hood. He's out beating up Joker's villains, and he's just beating them up. And he's also getting the news that that there's a third sighting of the Joker tonight, all in the same night, where they captured a recent Arkham Asylum escape at Ace Chemicals, contradicting previous eyewitness reports that he's busy carrying basically Ace Chemicals. And so that the Joker's pretty much revealing a wave of terror. And of course, just like with Batman and with Barbara, who have also received trauma, we all know Jason's story, where they're trying to, these goons are trying to kill him, but we see that Jason is remembering when the Joker beat him to death with the crowbar. And you just see crack his head open, and he's like, "I'm going to pull a bullet in it." And we just see Jason's like, "I'm not having any of that." And so he beats them up. He gets this information, and they don't know where the Joker is. And so he breaks this guy's arm. And he's like saying, "Hey, I figured you assholes wouldn't know, but I need to stretch my legs." And then we have the clown. So we have the murderer, the comedian, and the clown. Those are the three. So there's a sighting, and we see three people who are dressed. The GCPD finds three people who are dressed in the Joker's old Red Hood costume. There's a lot of Joker lore here. And we see Bullock is like, "What's going on?" There's no way the Joker could have took out the Moxon family, killed that comic in Somerset, and poisoned these poor, guys at the same exact time. He'd have to be at three places at once. He's obviously working with two imposters, Bullock. And say, So we see that they're trying to find out what's happening to these guys. And then, of course, Batman comes in. And Gordon, just like the animated series, Batman will come in and, he try to offer his expertise. And he just say, yeah, Bats, we got bets on which crime was done by the real Joker. Did he off the Moxons, or the Fat Men, or did he kill these three? What do you think? Did these men work at Ace Chemical? All the staff were accounted for. The Joker must have brought them in and killed them there. It's like, So who are they, Batman? It's like their fingerprints will have been burned off by the chemicals that bleach their skin. Those same chemicals will corrupt any DNA test. And the nerve damage to their facial muscles have broken their jaws into smiles, making matching dental records nearly completely impossible. Like the Joker, they're unidentifiable. It's like, so what now? So what now, Vance? Yes, you're probably right. Right about what? They're most likely homeless. And Bullock is out of the Bullock is out of the loop here. He's thinking that Batman's gone crazy, and we just see that he's not crazy. He's talking to Batgirl. Really like the suit. As we all know, one of the great things about the Batgirl suit is that it's been drastically improved from that ticky tack one. Thank God. So you just see this is where he fell. So this is Ace Chemicals where the Joker fell in. It's like half the security cameras aren't working, but the ones that are, the Joker looked right into them. It's like, what are you saying? He wanted to be seen on tape? It's like, that's why the Joker left eyewitnesses alive at the Moxon murders and streamed the killing of Kalani Apaka. The Joker, or three Jokers, wanted to be seen. But setting that mystery aside, Batman, we've got an empty bat that had who knows what in it and a missing tanker truck. So, they continue more of their investigation, but then they realize that, one of them is still alive. And so they decide to take him to the hospital, take him to the ambulance, and they decide to escort them into the hospital. And you just see Batman saying that, hey, you don't have to go with this. It's like, you think I'm going to let that maniac go? You think I'm going to let you go after that maniac alone? The Joker in his stand-ins murdered a lot of people tonight. I'm not going to let him hurt any more. And you just say, I had to offer. When you're leaving, your father gave me a disapproving look. And he's like, does he know you're Batgirl? Of course not. He is as disturbed by tonight as we are, Bruce. Whenever the Joker is involved, we all prepare for the worst. We've been through the worst. What kind of look do you expect? So, we see that the guy who's laughing gets strangled. By who? We just see it's the Red Hood saying that you're going to tell me everything you heard, or I'll find a way to make you stop laughing. What did the Joker tell you before he bleached your ass? You just see the ambulance driver saying, "What the?" And so it starts going on, and something's happening. Batman enables autopilot, goes in, kicks the door open, finds Jason saying, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Getting information. By attacking victims, he's been poisoned by the Joker. You get his heart rate up any higher, he'll go into cardiac arrest. Let him go. Now, Hood." So she also shred. So Batgirl decides to shred the tires, and that's that. So we see this truck, the tanker, the missing Ace Chemical tanker, and it's none other than the Joker driving it. Driving in, love the sequential art, and he heads up to a cabin. He knocks on the door, and he's like, "I brought some roadkill to the grill." Like, on a related note, do you need a bike? Heard that one. Heard it. I wrote it. So we get the Killing Joke Joker right there. It's like, you comedians taking all the credit for everyone else's work. It's like, that's my shirt, by the way. Your shirt. Now who's taking credit for things he didn't do? My greatest act of madness thus far. But nothing compared to what's next for us. Come on. Hear what the boss has been cooking up. He thinks he's the boss. Well, one of us has to be. So they're just laughing. And so, meanwhile, Batman manages to nullify the toxins. And he's like saying, I'm sorry you had to happen. It's like, you sure he's going to be alright? As long as he remains calm. So meanwhile, Batgirl's talking with Jason. And she's asking, what are you doing? He's like, I was thinking I should find the Joker before he kills anyone else. It's like, by interrogating his victims? Like, victims? Intel from the Joker's thugs told me the men the Joker picked up and juiced at Ace were from a halfway house. That victim in there, he has a rap sheet that includes domestic assault against his own kid. He's lucky I didn't throw him out the ambulance. And, Jason's like, if you're going to lecture me too, it's like, you were on the Joker's trail before he came to Ace Chemical. And he's like, yeah, I've been trying to get on it since he broke out of Arkham this week. It's like, so have Barbara and I. and the various sightings tonight have verified what we've both already speculated since his escape. He's not working alone, so neither can we. So they meet up and they find this Joker. And so he tells them that, yeah, we have the chemicals and we had some fun, so what's next? And it's like, we do what we always do. We try to make the Joker better. And that's his plan. We see the calculating Joker right here. That's like, one of you will set up the factory while the other helps out with our casting call. It's time the Joker had more meeting. You wanted to find things too much, my friend, but I'm for giving this a whirl. Theatrics are my specialty. But I have a good eye for talent, says the failed comedian. So the clown, the comedian, and the murderer. So he brings out a coin, and they flip heads. It's heads. And he's like, I win. He's like, you come with me, and you draw the bass. So they go to Arkham Aquarium, and we get some very nice things. It's a lot of teamwork, and it's really good, especially between Red Hood and Batman. And Jason's my guy. So they go into the aquarium. They just begin investigating, and they notice the smiling piranha fish, the smiling shark, and so we just see that the helmets are just in multiple security doors, and we just see the Joker's goons are here. And this guy's named Gaggy. The Joker once called him his Jester Court. Like, so this is supposed to be like a nod to like the very early Joker. And so they fight. They continue to fight, and they're hitting the aquarium. And Gaggy right here shocks Jason. It's like the Joker said, "You beg for me to stop. What fun we'll have together. Let's have some fun now." So he shoots a bullet. Of course, the shark comes in and eats my man's Gaggy. That's the end of him. And, Jason's like, I guess Gaggy's spectacular return wasn't meant to be. He's like, he might have known where the chemicals are being stored. Where else? This clown's special sauce is swirling down the drain. Whatever the Joker had planned is over. It's like, no, it's not. The fish tank wasn't large enough to hold the entirety of the stolen chemicals. And so we see this Joker come in and say, yeah, you're right. And so he attacks them. He attacks Jason, and he wants to get off the mask, but luckily Batman and Batgirl come in and subdue him. And you just see that's him. That's the Joker. It's like the look. It's like the laugh, the look, the smiling fish. But Barbara's like, you're not answering my question. You know the Joker better than any of us. He's changed his appearances over the years. His MO is as straight as a river. But that's him, right? And, Jason's like, I had him. And, he gets some good kicks in for the measure, but then he realizes that the GCPD has cornered another Joker. So Batman's going to head there to assist, and he wants them to search everything on this Joker. So you see these cards, and then Robin is like looking at him, saying that he sounds the same, but he looks a little different than the last time. It's like, different how? It's like thinner, I think. I don't know. We've never known his real name or where he came from. So how are we supposed to know if this one is him? What if there's always been more than one? I mean, he hasn't used Gaggy in years. It's like, I can't remember the last time he played with the laughing fish and deck of razor sharp claws or the acid spraying flowers. So he tries to hit Jason, and Barbara saves him. And here we get the best part of this run between Jason and the Joker. So the Joker's just laughing, saying, I'm the one true Joker and I can prove it. It's like, check his pockets. They're loaded for traps. But then he's just saying, "Oh, you're looking at the trap, bad girl, me." And then the Joker's like, "I'm the loop-de-doop, the hamster wheel of doom, the cycle of pain. Each one of you is trapped in. Take the Red Hood here, for example. Have you ever wondered why he uses my former moniker? Who in their right mind would take the identity of their killer? Am I right?" And Jason explains that I'm owning what you did to me. You made me this, and I'm going to be your destruction. It's like, oh yeah, that's brave. And then we see that Jason is getting ready to fire that gun, and Barbara's like, put the gun down. It's like, but he's right. Nothing is going to change until we break this cycle. And, Barbara's saying Batman wouldn't do this, and the Joker's like, yeah, he wouldn't, but he's not here. And, Barbara's still telling him to put the gun down. And said, let's look at the facts here, bad people. I bashed this boy's skull in. I killed this Robin. And then Batman arrested me like you're doing now, brought me to Arkham, and that was that, until it wasn't. And Jason's like, you didn't kill me, you only made me stronger. Yes, you crawled from the shallow grave I left you, and you lived on to fight another day. Hurrah! You survived because of your tenacity. Or maybe I beat you to a bloody mess. I took you right to the edge because I wanted to leave you alive. Hmm, that's pretty nice. And Jason's really shook. I mean, if I outright kill you, well then there's no more opportunity to hurt you, and in turn him, because he's all that matters, not you, never you. And then we just see him bring up the best dialogue here. He says, "Do you recall what I said to you while I was breaking your head with that crowbar, as the blood streamed into your eyes as your skull cracked? What you said to me is like, stop, shut up, because I cherish those words. I always cherish them." And Barbara's like telling him to put down the gun. It's like, please stop. Please, if you let me live, I'll do anything you say. I'll be your Robin. Oh, and then that's when Jason starts crying because that really happened. And Joker's like saying, and look at you now, my little red hood shooting up people, making Batman's life miserable. You are my Robin. And so Jason's had enough. Barbara tries to stop him. She throws a batarang and doesn't stop the shot. Joker gets executed. Jason. And you can see that he's still crying right here. It's like it really hit him. Like, that's terrible, man. And, everybody's shocked. And Jason's like, yeah, I did it. And this Joker's dead. And Barbara's like, what did you do? And Jason's like, I ended it. No, it's like, don't tell me you didn't want this too, after everything he's did to you. And Barbara's like, I didn't want this. And Jason's like, really? Tell me. It's like, when's the last time you missed Barbara? And we can clearly see that she threw it, and his gun wasn't taken away. And now the blood is also on her feet, signifying, hey, you wanted this. And she's crying too, and she's like, screw you, Jason, and she leaves. And then Jason's like, well, I hope this was the right one. And we ended at that. So where do I want to end this? I think I'll end this. I know where I want to end this. Right here. We can cut out the. Yeah, this is where I want to end it. Oh, this was a great issue. This was perfect. This is like the story was well told. I like that we have the team of Batman, Batgirl, and Red Hood. I think that the three of them have suffered the most of the Joker's trauma. So that's been, it makes sense for them to work on this mission. And, I love the intrigue. I love the planning. It's really good. So, yeah, this is a 10/10. This is definitely the best comic of the week. So that's all I got to say. So thank y'all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notifications, and make sure you're notified. Once again, I do these reviews for you, the people, because I want to discuss good comics like this, especially, and get your views on them. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll have more comic reviews up tomorrow.